tweeted at by Nick like twice, and he's immediately springing to physically fight me. But he just posts this anyway, because he lives off of Twitter engagement. This guy has tweeted an average of 55 times per day for the last 6 years.
Thank God for Brazilian soccer players, the true Jew defenders.
Like, what is she even saying? Wow, Drew, everyone's really impressed by it. This is going to make it to the final cut, man. Spend 10 minutes talking about this. There's a lot of crazy claims here, and I haven't seen a whole lot of evidence for them. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, Drew Pavlou has been in days of arguments over the new Superman movie, claiming it's anti-Semitic. Drew Pavlou, obviously, is a failed Australian politician. He tried to run for office in Australia, did not win. Had some like very cringy like campaign ads. Has been like a just cringe, like attention-seeking protester type for years. He did a whole thing where he was like protesting China or something on his university campus, and he got a bunch of media attention for it because he got kicked out or suspended or something. And basically just goes around acting like an obnoxious being the most unlikable guy, arguing for whatever political position he's taken up at the time. So recently, that is Israel. Okay, recently, he's pro-Israel. Before that, he was pro-Ukraine. He basically just does current thing chip. Like, he just does that, you know? And he does it with every belief, to be honest, now I think about it. Because he also has just started going on a massive anti-immigration kick as well. It's basically just like he's on the full-blown, like, low IQ, Twitter, liberal mindset right now, where it's like, oh yeah, actually, yeah, I like some democracy, but also I really like taking people's rights away if they talk badly about my country, and I really like bombing other countries, regardless of international law, just to advance the interest of my country and its allies. That's basically where Drew's at. It's just Western countries good, America good, Australia good, and they should be able to do whatever they want. Israel good, they should be able to do whatever they want. Even if that goes against the core principles of that country. So he's like, he was arguing with Pisco the other day. He was arguing for denaturalization of American citizens if they speak out against the government too much. It's very awesome stuff. Really principled guy. He was also saying that he loves America and he's read hundreds of books about America but couldn't recite the first like few words of the Constitution or whatever, or the Bill of Rights. Just a total poser loser. Very embarrassing. Total loser. Attention-seeking. Anyway, this starts here. So he's going back and forth with Ryan Beard. Well, we'll read Ryan Beard's tweet. Throughout the entire film, Lex is the one making all the decisions. So they're talking about the idea that Superman, the new movie, stands in for like the Lex Luthor and Bavaria, I think it is. Stand in for like America and Israel, even though this is like a old comic story that's based on like an Eastern European country that is not meant to be it's not meant to be America and Israel at all. And James Gunn has said it's not meant to be America and Israel, and he said the movie was written before the Israel-Palestine conflict broke out. The most recent bout of it broke out. You know, like everything is stacked against it basically. Every step of the way, nothing makes sense. But Drew is still arguing it. Throughout the entire film, Lex is the one making all the decisions. This obviously dispelling the idea that it's pushing an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. Because people will say that Israel's making the decisions, but obviously it's America. He's the one who set up the false flag attack. He's the one who created the pocket dimension. He's the one who convinced Baravia to attack Jahanpar. You're twisting the plot of the movie to fit your narrative. And Drew replies, completely incorrect. The entire film basically depicts the evil US ally overlording America, brainwashing Americans, carrying out false flag terrorist attacks, dominating the planet. And then you have Lex Luthor turn to the camera and say, actually, I was the one in charge. It's actually just cope. It's not consistent with the overall message of the film. So I haven't seen the film, obviously. I don't really care whether what Drew's saying is accurate here, because I've already seen him get blown out on this by Pisco. Because his whole thing was basically built on, oh, well, the map looks really similar to Israel and Gaza, but then it turns out he was misinterpreting the sea. He thought a country on the map was the sea because it was blue. So honestly, when your basic reading of the film's lore is falling apart that quickly, I don't take anything else you're saying about it seriously. But Nick DeOrio replies here. Crying anti-Semitism at fucking Superman, Lamau. This guy's the absolute worst pickup related to the EHD content season. Absolute fucking loser. So this isn't the first time Nick has tweeted about Drew Pavlou or spoken about Drew Pavlou. I've seen him post this before. So this is just obscene. This shit is disgusting. So it says here, dance if you are saving democracy. He says as he argues for denaturalizing citizens depending on their viewpoint. Is this not just like the most disgusting shit in the world? Like even with the like sort of like the simulated bodies for Drew and I can't remember this guy's fucking name. But for Drew, it's doing him a lot of favors, you know, like it's actually made him look like pretty skinny and well built, but obviously if you look at him in real life, he's fat and disgusting. Yeah, Malcolm X. Thank you. I could not remember his name. I know. Listen, I've had good sleep this week. Leave me alone, okay? Leave it out. Yeah, did you sell the cut? Is that Giselle Ducati? Anyway, for Drew Pavlou, it's done him a lot of favors. Usually, he looks way fatter than this. He looks like shit, usually. But if you look at Destiny, like, not even the TikTok AI filter shit can save Destiny. He still looks so skinny fat. So it's like this disgusting skinny fat slob with fucking gyno. Drew's used the fucking blue hair era of Destiny as well. Made him look like absolute shit. He looks like a total fucking gimp. So literally, nothing could save this. Nothing could save this. He just looks like absolute shit. So gross, man. Seriously. Look at the way he's built. With those fat tits, man. Craziness. Yeah, this is absolutely the gayest shit I've ever seen. And just, like, the whole thing of, like, having Hassan in here as well. Like, bro, Hassan is, like, more famous than both of you by a fucking insane stretch. Like, you're an insect compared to Hassan. It's absurd. So then Nick follows up with this. I was watching the Willie Mack show video and had to zoom past his segment. He was the least enjoyable person to hear from in a segment on Bad Empanada Lamau. So, Drew obviously has a history with Bad Empanada where they've both gone back and forth and I believe lied about each other in various ways, or at least embellished the truth in many cases. Drew, I believe, pushes some fake screenshot of Bad Empanada that is like him talking about kids. But I mean, there's never any way to like prove those screenshots are fake. That's always my issue with that shit. But yeah, as far as I could see, Drew kind of just fucking seethes over Bad Empanada. Bad Empanada kind of owns him. That's from what I can see. From what I can see, I just see Drew seething about the Janissary comments. Yeah, exactly. Bad Empanada saying that he's going to make Drew Pavlou's firstborn son a Janissary. He has responded to Drew as well. So, Drew then quote tweets Nick's previous tweet about crying anti-Semitism at Superman with this video, okay? And this is really just like the biggest, just total lolcow moment of this whole thing. I don't know who this guy is, but he's been viciously insulting me, which is strange considering he is very clearly fat and retarded. Well, If you want to come for me, Nick, bring knuckle dusters.
I don't even know who this guy is. Just started insulting me viciously on Twitter. Which is funny, considering he is fat and retarded. Nick, want to have a go at me, mate? Sure. Go ahead. Bring fucking knuckle dusters.
So he is like immediately springing. So he has been tweeted at by Nick like twice. And he's immediately springing to physically fight me. Fight me physically. This is the same guy that was saying that you should be deported from your host country if you're violent. Even if you're a citizen. Even if you're a naturalized citizen, you should be deported if you're violent. And he's just like immediately jumping to physical threats of violence. Threats of physical violence on an American, no less. On an American. On an Italian American. So since I went to sleep last night, Drew bragged about being paid $5,000 a month on his main platform, lol. Freaked out at Shell Lazy, harder than Hassan has, and quote tweeted my Superman tweet a third time. Yeah, I get paid $5,000 a month for tweeting as a hobby. I'm actually not going to capitulate Twitter leftards trying to give me body dysmorphia. Trying to give me body dysmorphia. Okay, Drew. And then the video. I mean, listen, we gotta give them his wins where they come, okay? So get a hobby, MF. So that's okay. And your retarded drama slop tuber, stay in your lane. That's kind of funny. But he is completely spurred out over this. And it's great to see. Because this is just... like, finally the pressure points are showing. Where some of these people are just too insane. And Eris here replies to Nick. You guys fighting is stressing me out, man. Bro, I swear, this bitch has, like, the most obscene anxiety disorder on the face of planet Earth. The shit she freaks out about. In fact, we might pull up, let's pull up some, okay, we're gonna go through some of these people's, takes. So where's the Eris video, man? Okay, yeah. I've been sent it. We're all good. Okay, so, right, first of all, a bit more Drew Pavlou, okay? So this is a epic Drew Pavlou moment here. Where Drew Pavlou is being told to get a job by his dad, okay?
Make sure that I can do...
Keep that fucking profile low, okay? Before you go get a fucking job.
I don't care about a job, I'm just
Oh,
trying...
fucking bullshit, I'm not paying for you this your life, dickhead.
I'm fighting for what's right, that's why...
Just keep your fucking profile down before you won't get hired by anybody.
I don't care about the squiggle line, I'm going
Who's
to...
gonna pay for you for Andrew?
I'm gonna be fine, I'm protesting tomorrow. I'm protesting tomorrow, and I make my own money through tutoring, thanks, bye.
So funny, man. He's such a pathetic wretch. I've got one other Drew Pavlou thing to watch Eris stuff. So I saw him while I was looking at this stuff. I saw him freaking out about Mehdi Hassan. And his point here makes no sense if you actually watch the videos. This guy is genuinely, past just being a lolcow, he is like actually such a disgusting fat fuck lying piece of shit. Okay? So let's watch this. 10 years ago, Mehdi Hassan argued that he was indigenous to Britain because he was born in London, expressed genuine outrage at the idea he was not indigenous. Now he reacts with mocking contempt towards the idea that white Americans can be indigenous to America. Why? Let's watch what's said here.
Concept of an immigrant.
Well, am I an indigenous Briton?
So immediately, Mehdi is asking someone else, am I an indigenous Briton? Do I fit your definition of indigenous?
Were you born here?
Yes.
Then you're Briton, yeah.
Okay, so it's people
And he says, were you born here? Then you're Britain, yeah.
who are born here indigenous.
That'll do, yeah. I mean,
Okay, so here's my question. In your...
So, and then he's clearly asking for this guy's definition.
Were you born here?
Yes.
Then you're Briton, yeah.
Okay, so it's people who are born here indigenous.
That'll do, yeah. I mean,
Okay. So here's my question. In your book, you say that in the 2011 census, it was revealed that the indigenous British had become a minority in their own capital. The census showed that 63% of the population of London is born in Britain. The only way you can get a minority...
So even there, he does not use the term indigenous. He says born in Britain. Okay? And the clear point being made here is that this guy claims indigenous, that his definition of indigenous is people born in the country, yet in his book, he claimed indigenous people were a minority in London. Obviously, indigenous, if your definition of indigenous was people born in the country, they are not a minority in London. But if you use indigenous to mean white British, they might be a minority in London. So obviously, it is not a matter of Mehdi Hassan saying the definition of indigenous is people that were born here. It's, you're telling me this is your definition of indigenous now. Well, why does it seem that in your book you use a different definition? Because obviously trying to expose that this guy cares more about race than anything else that he's talking about.
Minority status is if you're white British, then you're a minority in London.
Okay,
but
so
British born. It's a phrase you've used in many interviews, many articles, in the Daily Mail, in the New Statesman.
Then you can look to the second generation. I mean, this is not...
No, I'm asking a simple question. Is that wrong? It is wrong, isn't it? In your book, you say that the indigenous British are a minority in their own capital. They're not. 63%.
If you want to score a point, then...
I'm not scoring a point. I'm asking a professor of economics, did he get a quite glaring error in his book?
No, I didn't.
And repeated in the Daily Mail, and repeated in the New Statesman,
no, I didn't.
and repeated in the Economist.
No, I did not get a glaring error. Right?
Okay, well, correct me
It's a
then.
perfectly meaningful statement, but the use of
explain the meaning to me.
The use of the word indigenous, right? There are various definitions you can have.
I asked you for one 2 minutes ago, and you said
okay,
born
I gave
here.
you one, right?
So that doesn't apply to this. The one
No,
you
it
gave
certainly
me,
doesn't. Certainly doesn't apply to that, right?
So what does it apply to in this context?
It applies to the second generation.
The second generation, I'm not indigenous now, according to this sentence.
Absolutely, yeah.
So am I or am I not indigenous?
So dude, the point here is obvious, no? The point here is obvious. It's not Mehdi saying, I'm indigenous. Why are you not calling me indigenous? That's not what's happening. He's interrogating this guy's definition. He's asked this guy for a definition, and he is engaging with that. Dude.
Lineage of settlers from the 1500s. So,
You don't look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites
not.
are Native Americans. What are you
Sorry,
talking about?
you're not.
What do you?
So totally not incompatible at all. Not contradictory. Literally no gotcha here whatsoever. Just totally worthless. But he just posts this anyway because he lives off of Twitter engagement. He has to post shit like this to pay his rent. He literally has to post this retarded shit to pay his rent. This guy has tweeted an average of 55 times per day for the last 6 years. He said his main source of income is Twitter engagement. That's how he makes his money. He lives off of Twitter engagement. So if you're ever wondering why Drew Pavlou has like such a bizarre, retarded, incomprehensible take that seems purely built to appeal to a bunch of right-wingers while still claiming to be a liberal, that's why. It's because he lives off of Twitter engagement. It's because he literally can't survive unless he is saying, deport Muslims, aren't white people awesome, and I love Israel on Twitter every day. Unless he posts that at least 55 times per day, he will not make rent. He will not be able to sustain his intake of 3,000 calories per day. Also, you've got to bear in mind, when this guy brags about making $5,000 a month, that's 5,000 Australian. What's that in USD? That's 3,200 USD. So this guy is bragging about making less than 40k. This guy is bragging about a sub 40k salary before tax. He's out here like, yeah, I get to live off my tweets. Bro, you make less than 40K before tax. So, okay, that's enough Drew Pavlou for the moment. I need to show you guys this Eris stuff. So this whole group of, you know, Israel shills, frankly. Let's just call it what it is. Let's say what it is. Say it what it is. Say it how it is. Call it what it is. They're just Israel shills. There's a whole group of them. Eris, Drew. Unfortunately, Lonerbox veers into that group a little bit sometimes. DeOrio is being sort of, you know, their hand is reaching into his brain. He's fighting the conditioning right now. But Eris is one of the absolute worst. And this is one of my favorite Eris clip compilations here. So, 1 second. So yeah, let's take a look at this. So this is totally insane. So she has the absolute worst case of neuroticism that I've ever seen online. It's really bad. It's really bad. Let's listen.
The joke that I heard Friday night was they were so grateful that their neighbor, their Jewish neighbor, was not a Zionist, because otherwise they would be trying to steal their water and their land. Everyone laughed at that. Mentioned literally Jewish neighbor. So yeah. Do you know what it was like to watch hostages, friends of my family members and stuff, on videos, like around being stored in areas with bags that have labels on organizations I'd raised money for? That fucked with me. So, and, but I need to get out. I need to get out of my situation. It's not good. It's really bad, you know? So I don't have much of a choice. And I can't, people are like, oh, like leave Canada. It's like, where do you want me to go? My other options, like, first of all, I can't go to America. So the only other option really be like is moving to Israel. And while that's tempting, I don't know if I want to go without my parents, right? And my parents might come, to be honest. My parents just had almost pogrom in their neighborhood 2 weeks ago. And my mom had not been believing anti-Semitism was a real thing anymore and stuff. And like now she was like horrified. And now she's like, maybe we should go back. Yeah, it's fucking hell on earth.
So obviously Eris doesn't give a lot of detail here. It'll probably, you know, reveal where she is if she did. But my understanding is that there were some protests that I think had, you know, violence in terms of like, you know, damage. In Canada, in Jewish neighborhoods. But a lot of them were at places like synagogues where they were doing like, what was it? Auctions on like West Bank land, and shit like that. So I don't know what she's talking about necessarily here, but that does seem to be like one of the most likely things. Is that there were these big protests that were mainly around people selling land in the West Bank. There's like obviously a very specific, very, very bad thing that was happening. Probably his wife being protested. Doesn't justify any violence, of course. Doesn't justify any damage. But probably is worth protesting, is worth, and, you know, sometimes that sort of thing happens as a result of a huge gathering of people who are very upset about something. Justifiably upset. You know? So I just... the spin is crazy. The spin is just crazy. Also, you guys have to chill. You guys have to chill. Okay? You guys gotta chill. Okay.
That's my life right now. Like right now, literally this second, I'm negotiating for an apartment. People will be like, oh, this person was canceled because they were critical of Israel. It's like, you know what critical of Israel meant? It meant literally denying the rapes of Israeli women. That's not critical. Okay, that's not critical of the government of Israel. Okay, that's called being a bigot and an asshole. So people need to stop taking sides so much and criticize everything that needs criticism. Yeah, I have a side 100% because I'm Israeli, right? Because at the end of the day, I don't want my family to get killed. But I don't expect anyone else to. Gotta make that necklace. Yeah, okay, so so the way I operate in Toronto is I'm on what I call this is the real historical term from Portugal, right? Is I am a crypto Jew in the city. So I wear a ring that says Hebrew and no one else understands what it says. And I also have I have a Jewish star bracelet that I'll like wear underneath.
I'm a crypto Jew. I just have more visible identifications of my Jewishness than like 90% of Jews living in Western countries. But I'm a crypto Jew.
My sweaters or something like that, but I hide it. I hide it because I know someone who on their way to university 2-3 weeks ago, they're on the subway and they're on the subway in Toronto. He's wearing a Jewish star, just a normal Jew. He's nothing Israeli on his shirt. Not that would justify it either. And he's just walking around. And this very religious Muslim guy kind of comes up to him and just starts praying right in front of him. It's like, okay, whatever. I guess there's a lot of religious people in Toronto, have fun. And then he starts looking at the Jewish star, and then he starts yelling about the gods and children, right in like the guy I know's face. And he just starts yelling him, and then he starts chasing him down the cart, and the guy's like running, and eventually the guy finds these Brazilian soccer players that defend him. Thank God for Brazilian soccer players, the true Jew defenders. That was a crazy situation. So yeah, it's wild, man. So yeah, I'm not gonna wear my star. My dad's like, oh, you should be proud. You should be proud. You should wear your Jew star. It's like, okay.
So this is like probably the I can totally believe that something like this happened. Like someone had a Star of David and there's like some, kind of crazy Arabic guy or something that sees it and is like shouting in the street. Yeah, there's a lot of schizos out in cities on the street. Shit like that can happen. That's totally possible. But that's not like just a Jewish thing. It's like, yeah, it's bad that happens to Jewish people specifically on those lines, but I mean, there's plenty of times where all sorts of people get shouted at or accosted by a schizophrenic guy in the street. That's not that uncommon.
Okay, I'm not going to be proud after I'm dead. So, no, I'm going to cover it up. Every Jew here who is willing to be totally out and proud, good, I admire you. I admire your bravery, all of that kind of stuff. But, I'm fucking afraid of anti-Semitism.
This is straight cap. Look, I can't prove or disprove that story. Okay? And there's plenty of other things she says here that are way worse, so.
Man, I'm afraid, especially that I feel like they could like rape and murder me and then they just go tweet and be like, oh, I just raped and murdered a Zionist. And then everyone would love them. There has been like this mass exodus from a lot of leftist spaces. Oh my God, just imagine how shitty it is for gay Jews. Go on the subreddit gay Jews, okay? And like listen to their stories. It's awful. And they're all voting conservative because it's like, even like my trans Jewish friends, like they would rather lose some of their trans rights and vote conservative than like have literal pogroms in their neighborhood and their family like destroyed. Like there's priorities. It's so sad to see that there's still so much
like, dude, where is that a serious concern? That if you don't vote conservative, your neighborhood is going to be just like stripped apart by Muslims, Arabic fucking, war bands are going to tear through your fucking neighborhood and start setting fire to synagogues and fucking Jewish schools and shit. Like, how she's spinning it like so insane. Like how you're gonna lose your fucking. Thank you for the $5.
Allowed to cry.
Thank you for the $5. Like she is actually treating it like it's gonna be like pogroms. Yeah, it's so crazy. Yeah, go to our gay Jews. It's so bad for gay Jews right now. It's just so crazy, man.
And like listen to their stories. It's awful. And they're all voting conservative because it's like, even like my trans Jewish friends, like they would rather lose some of their trans rights and vote conservative than like have literal pogroms in their neighborhood and their family like destroyed. Like there's priorities. It's so sad to see that there's still so much anti-Semitism in the world today. Yeah, for sure. But you know what? This is what the original Zionists predicted, that there would be times when that there's a cycle of Jew hatred, right? If you read the original Zionist literature, it's that Jews will do very badly and the world loves dead Jews. Like when Jews die, then they're like, oh, we feel bad for you. And then when Jews recover and they start doing well, the minute they start doing well, jealousy forms and then they become like, I would say before 5 years ago, it was almost a golden age of Jews in America and Canada and the West. like a golden age, to the point where we were almost being treated like we were white. Diogenes, thank you so much for subscribing, but you just broke the rules. You broke the rules. I'll have to pay the Timmy tax. So, but naturally, when Jews start doing well, we become the perfect, because we're such a minority, there's a bunch of reasons, we become like the perfect scapegoat. And such a good example of this is how like leftists make the Palestine-Israel issue into an everything issue. Now, you can be extremely pro at Palestine and
Hey guys, it was a golden age for Jews 5 years ago, but so much has changed in that time. What's changed? Well, people got really sick of Israel bombing brown children.
extremely anti-Israel, and that does not mean you're an anti-Semite. I don't believe that at all. Especially if you're connected personally to it, like as like a Palestinian or something. Like, of course, I totally get that. But when you see comments like, we won't have all rights, no one will have rights until Palestinians have rights, or like the Israel issue is an environmental.
Wait, what?
Not at all. Especially if you're connected personally to it, like as like a Palestinian or something. Like, of course, I totally get that. But when you see comments like, we won't have all rights, no one will have rights until Palestinians have rights, or like the Israel issue is an environmental issue, it's a race issue, it's a gay issue, it's a this issue, and that's classic scapegoating, just with modern lefty language. But that is what scapegoating is. It is saying that all of these problems are because of this group that just happens to be the only Jewish state in the world. That's like...
That's not what it's saying. It's saying there's all of these dimensions to the issue. It's saying it is an issue on all of these grounds. That you can criticize it along all of these grounds. It's the intersectionality thing. They say that about basically anything. It's the idea that all oppressions are, intersect in a one struggle. That's the whole thing. No.
The most classic scapegoating ever. I feel like some people lose their collective minds when it comes to Israel Palestine. And then I walked home. I did my Jew walk of shame home. It feels like it became cool to dunk on Jews a lot in leftist spaces. Oh yeah, for sure. So, and they literally said Jew, not Zionist. So that's the joke was about how lucky they are to meet Jews that aren't Zionists. Like that's like what it was about, which was terrible, abusing. Toronto's anti-Semitic. I was raised in the North York Jewish community. Did it get really bad? Yes, it did. It did. It got really fucking bad.
Wait. How would that even make sense? Wait,
like
let me hear that again.
Israel issue is an environment. That's like the most classic scapegoating ever. I feel like some people lose their collective minds when it comes to Israel Palestine. And then I walked home. I did my Jew walk of shame home. It feels like it became cool to dunk on Jews a lot in leftist spaces. Oh yeah, for sure. So, and they literally said Jew, not Zionist. So that's the joke was about how lucky they are to meet Jews that aren't Zionists. Like that's like what it was about.
Well, yeah. Well, how would you tell a joke where you say, "Oh, I'm so glad to meet a Zionist that's not a Zionist"? Yeah. Well, obviously it would have to be that the first word is Jew. No, it would have to be. I'm so happy to meet a Jew that's not a Zionist. It couldn't be a Zionist that's not a Zionist. It doesn't make any sense, does it? Like, what is she even saying? Yeah, I understand if you don't like a joke about, an ethno-religious group that you belong to. Yeah, it makes sense. And plenty of people don't like hearing jokes about ethno-religious groups that they belong to. That's a very common feeling. But the idea that, oh, well, they actually said Jew, not Zionist. Well, like, yeah, they would have to say Jew. It's like saying, if someone told a joke about meeting a Muslim who's not a terrorist or something, It's like along those same lines. Thank you for the $5. Easy, thank you.
Which was terrible. Abusing. Toronto's anti-Semitic. I was raised in the North York Jewish community. Did it get really bad? Yes, it did. It did. It got really fucking bad. And it was not like this like 10 years ago. It was not like this 20 years ago. It's gotten crazy. And by crazy, I mean there are shootings multiple times a week at Jewish schools. I mean, like literally almost every other day, I'm hearing from a friend of an anti-Semitic incident on the subway, on the street. Just Friday night, I was at an event where the person who was talking Jews a lot in leftist views that aren't Zionists, it got really fucking bad. And it was not like this like 10 years ago, it was not like this 20 years ago. It's gotten crazy. And by crazy, I mean there are shootings multiple times a week at Jewish schools.
So, this claim, there are shootings multiple times a week at Jewish schools. What do you picture in your head when she says that? That's twice per week, minimum, multiple times per week. There are shootings. Someone is in a school firing shots in schools in Toronto multiple times a week. Well, that sounds fucking insane. That's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. That's so shocking and appalling. I can't believe that no one's reporting that multiple times a week there are mass shootings. Jewish children just being slaughtered in their classrooms. And no one's talking about this happening in Canada, and no one's talking about this. Yeah, all these mainstream media outlets must be participating in some kind of CPS lie to cover this up, I feel like. It must be, I fear. I wonder what actually happened, though. I don't wonder, because I know what actually happened. What actually happened was 3 times throughout the course of 8 months, okay, in the middle of the night, someone discharged a shot at a school, okay? They shot at a school in the middle of the night. 3 times in 8 months. And they're saying there are shootings multiple times a week in Jewish schools because a Jewish school got shot at in the middle of the night 3 times in 8 months. Which is bad, obviously. But not exactly what Aaron was spinning it as. Or Eris, rather. Same school, yeah. Same school 3 times, I believe.
It did. It did. It got really fucking bad. And it was not like this like 10 years ago. It was not like this 20 years ago. It's gotten crazy. And by crazy, I mean there are shootings multiple times a week at Jewish schools. I mean, like, literally almost every other day, I'm hearing from a friend of an anti-Semitic incident on the subway, on the street. Just Friday night, I was at an event where
yes, actually, when people start using their fucking trauma to push political beliefs, yeah, I will criticize their trauma. Yeah, this bitch is stupid and neurotic, and she's going fucking insane. And she's a total insane fucking loser who pushes some of the most disgusting shit on Twitter. Literally was making excuses for people being fucking deported for their speech. Yeah, she's fucking disgusting. Yeah, her trauma should be criticized. This is despicable, like, fear-mongering. Fear-mongering victim, like, card bullshit. It's just absolutely fucking sickening.
Person who was talking was insanely anti-Semitic. And when I say anti-Semitic, I don't mean just anti-Israel. I mean, they literally were talking about Jews. They said the word Jew. They didn't say the word Zionist, okay? And everyone laughed and was like, and I had to walk out. I was like, is this 2024? What world am I in? It's crazy. Absolutely wild. But my psychoness still wants to live here. Because I don't really have another option. I can talk about it. I just, like, the problem is I don't know if I want to get that person
Thank you for the 5 Canadian outlaws. Thank you.
canceled. Because I don't really believe in cancel culture. So I don't know if, like, I want to, like, advertise to the whole world what happened that night, too. I might say what happened, and I'm just not going to say who the person's name is. But it was a comedian thinking that, like, and they were not doing actual comedy. I don't know what that symbol was, by the way. If someone subscribed to my Patreon or something like that. Isn't Drake half Jewish? Yes, he is. So, but we don't claim him, okay? We don't claim him. But, you know, it's fine. But yeah, it was a comedian. It was a comedian that made the comments. But the thing is that I am an old school girl when it comes to humor. Like, I'm a anti-SJW humor girl. I grew up playing video games. I like my really dark, raunchy humor with the most fucked up jokes. I will laugh at a Holocaust joke.
Except when they're about Israel, okay? Not even about Jews, when they're about Israel.
I will do that. I have no pride. But so I've never been the person who's gotten, like, offended by comedy before. Like, that's just not me. But But there is something that really feels different when you know the person is not making jokes.
True, when they actually don't like Israel, you can't make edgy jokes anymore. So also there's another element to this here where this disgusting unfunny bitch, Stardust, quote tweeted one of Drew's tweets about DeOrio, where he says, "Who the fuck is Nicholas DeOrio? I don't know who this guy is. Never heard a single thing about him. All I know is he's mentally retarded and looks like Augustus Gloop from Willy Wonka." Stardust says, "Prove yourself. Come onto my stream, Drew. Let me hash out what has happened between you and Nicholas. I'll be a fair moderator to you and at Nicholas DeOrio." With this unfunny minion pregnancy edit. And Alex Gekmo here replies. We have brave soldier, Alex Gekmo, soldier of truth, laying down the law, saying Stardust is a long-time orbiter of Nick and is constantly fishing for his attention and approval. At Drew Pavlou, she cannot be a fair moderator. And then, guys, you think that's not bad enough getting absolutely raped by Alex Gekmo like this? Okay, she replies, guys. She actually replies. She has to defend herself from Alex Gekmo. Nick and I are friends long before I was an orbiter. So you're like tacitly acknowledging that you can be described as a Nick DeOrio orbiter here. Okay, cool. I've talked to you on stream prior and we've been friendly plenty. Stop being a party pooper just because you find me annoying. Actually, it's a great reason to be a party pooper, to be honest. You are very fucking annoying. But obviously Alex Gekmo here says, I'm just looking out for the integrity of the conversation. Which is, true. Oh yeah, true. I'm not worthy. I'm going to go suck on the ground now. She's like, totally not seething. Totally not seething. Someone who was looking to be a fair moderator for the sake of furthering a conversation would act like this. You're instead fishing for content and clout. And then, dude, she literally is so raped, bro. Bro, I'm just having fun on Twitter and doing bad photoshops. You're totally raped. Okay, this is just curling into the fetal position where you're getting fucking kicked to fuck, you know?